In the world of sports, legends are measured not only by their statistics, but by the weight of their presence. Aaron James Judge, the 6'7" colossus who redefined power hitting for a new generation, has become that kind of legend. As of now, Judge's net worth is estimated at $50 million, a figure forged by both athletic excellence and brand magnetism. His 9-year, $360 million contract with the New York Yankees, signed in December 2022, remains one of the largest in Major League Baseball history. But money alone doesn't capture his impact. Judge's name has become synonymous with dignity, humility, and an almost mythic work ethic. His endorsements, Adidas, Jordan Brand, Pepsi, Fanatics, and Apple, are lucrative, yet it's his integrity that commands value. In an age of fleeting fame, Aaron Judge stands as a monument of steady greatness. Early life. Aaron Judge's story began not with fanfare, but with grace. Born on April 26, 1992, in the quiet town of Linden, California, he entered the world as a newborn whose biological parents were unable to raise him. The next day, destiny intervened. Wayne and Patty Judge, two humble school teachers from Linden, adopted the baby boy. They had no idea the child they brought home would someday tower over stadiums, break decades-old records, and inspire millions. Judge grew up in a modest house filled with love and discipline. His parents instilled in him the value of education before ambition, kindness before competition. "I know I wouldn't be a Yankee without my mom and dad," Judge once said. "Some kids grow in their mom's stomach. I grew in my mom's heart." He grew alongside an older brother, John Judge, who was also adopted. The boys were inseparable, scrapping in the backyard, helping with chores, and competing in whatever sport they could. The early athlete. At Linden High School, Aaron was a phenomenon. By sophomore year, he was already a local celebrity, a three-sport athlete dominating football, basketball, and baseball. He was the kind of kid coaches whispered about, a natural. As a tight end, he drew scholarship interest from Notre Dame and Stanford. As a basketball center, he averaged over 18 points per game. Yet it was baseball that called to him. The rhythm of the swing, the geometry of the field, the poetry of patience. When asked years later why he chose baseball over football, he smiled. "I just like the idea that failure is built into the game. You strike out 7 times out of 10, and you're still great. That's life." Judge graduated from Linden High in 2010, carrying not just trophies, but the kind of discipline that would define him forever. College career. Judge enrolled at California State University, Fresno State, on a baseball scholarship. Between 2011 and 2013, he evolved from a raw athlete into a refined hitter with a frightening combination of patience and power. As a freshman, he helped Fresno State claim the WAC championship and an NCAA tournament berth. His towering home runs became the stuff of campus legend, balls that disappeared into the night sky and left outfielders turning helplessly. In 2012, he was named a Louisville Slugger Freshman All-American and later won the college home run derby, hitting moonshots that silenced scouts into awe. He spent that summer with the Brewster Whitecaps of the Cape Cod League, sharpening his swing against elite collegiate pitching. By his junior year, Judge led Fresno State in RBIs, doubles, and slugging percentage, and his maturity impressed coaches as much as his stats. The Yankees took notice. In 2013, the New York Yankees selected him in the first round of the MLB draft, 32nd overall. The kid from Linden had just stepped onto the road to Yankee Stadium. Professional career. Humble beginnings in the minors. Judge's first professional years were far from glamorous. In 2014 and 2015, he toiled through the Yankees minor league system, from Charleston to Trenton to Scranton, spending nights on buses, days in cages, and seasons away from home. But even then, the myth was forming. Coaches said he was too big to be a hitter, that his 6 feet 7 inches frame made him a strikeout waiting to happen. Judge quietly proved them wrong. By 2016, the Yankees could no longer ignore him. The debut. On August 13, 2016, Aaron Judge made his MLB debut at Yankee Stadium. In his very first at-bat, he swung at a 93 miles per hour fastball and sent it soaring into the Monument Park seats. The crowd erupted. The future had arrived. He homered again the next day. But baseball, ever the humbler of men, reminded him it's a game of failure. He finished the season batting just .179, striking out 42 times in 84 at-bats. Critics called him a fluke. Judge didn't answer with words. He answered with history. 2017, the year of the Giant. The 2017 season was electric. Judge exploded onto the national scene, hitting 52 home runs, shattering Mark McGwire's rookie record. He became the face of a rejuvenated Yankees team, leading them to within one game of the World Series. That year he was named American League Rookie of the Year, finished second in MVP voting, and won the Home Run Derby, launching baseballs into orbit with effortless grace. The Judge's Chambers, a fan section in right field at Yankee Stadium, was born that summer, complete with black robes, white wigs, and booming chants of "All Rise." The struggles and the return. Baseball is never a straight climb. In 2018, Judge fractured his wrist after being hit by a fastball. In 2019, he strained an oblique. The injuries stacked, the headlines questioned. Could he stay healthy? He answered again with persistence. In 2021 and 2022, Judge came back stronger, fitter, hungrier. Then came the season that sealed his name in history. 2022, the record year. In 2022, Judge chased ghosts, Ruth, Maris, Mantle, and caught them. Under the lights of Yankee Stadium, with history breathing down his neck, he hit 62 home runs, breaking Roger Maris's 61-year-old American League record. Every stadium he entered stood in reverence. Fans of rival teams rose to applaud. Baseball had found its modern epic. He won the AL MVP award, led the league in virtually every offensive category, and then signed his historic 9-year, $360 million deal to remain a Yankee for life. The next day, he was named team captain, the first since Derek Jeter. 2023 to 2025, leadership and legacy. As captain, Judge carried both the weight of the pinstripes and the hope of millions. In 2024, he delivered another masterpiece. 58 home runs, 144 RBIs, and his second MVP award. His peers called him the most respected player in baseball. By 2025, at age 33, Judge was playing not just for numbers, but for meaning. That season, he hit over 50 home runs for the fourth time, joining an exclusive club with Ruth, Sosa, and McGwire. On April 3, 2025, in his 1,000th career game, he hit his 321st home run, matching Babe Ruth's total through that milestone. He became the fastest Yankee in history to reach 500 extra base hits, and the first to combine a batting average over .330 with 50 homers since Mickey Mantle. The record books are still being written, but already, Aaron Judge's legacy is etched in marble. Personal life. Behind the roar of stadiums, Aaron Judge is remarkably private. He married his high school sweetheart, Samantha Braxiek, in a serene Hawaiian ceremony in December 2021. Their love story began in the hallways of Linden High, survived college, and blossomed in the glare of fame. In January 2025, they welcomed their first child, Nora Rose Judge, a daughter Judge calls the best thing that ever happened to me. Fatherhood, he says, has changed how he views the game. I used to play for the name on my back. Now I play for the little one who'll one day ask me what it all meant. The couple lives quietly when the season ends, often splitting time between New York and their home in Tampa, Florida, where the Yankees train each spring. They share their home with two dachshunds, Gus and Penny. Faith. Judge's faith is central to his identity. A lifelong Christian, he often credits God for his strength and perseverance. After every home run, he points upward, a simple gesture of gratitude rather than celebration. Philanthropy and public work. Judge's character extends beyond baseball. In 2018, he founded the All Rise Foundation, an organization that mentors youth and promotes character, leadership, and literacy. His mother, Patty, serves as its executive director. He's also involved in charity baseball camps and community outreach programs, often surprising schools and youth teams across New York. Those close to him describe him as humble to the core, a giant who never forgot the small things. House tour and car collection. Despite his wealth, Judge's tastes lean toward comfort and family rather than ostentation. New York penthouse. In 2023, he purchased a sleek Manhattan penthouse, estimated at $10 million, featuring floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the Hudson River. It's a modern sanctuary, minimalist decor, open spaces, a personal batting cage in the lower level, and a living room designed to host his Yankees teammates. Florida estate. His Tampa residence offers the opposite mood: sunshine, privacy, and space for family. The house sits on several acres, complete with a pool, home gym, and outdoor kitchen. It's where Judge trains in the off-season, hits in the backyard cage, and spends lazy Sundays with Samantha and Nora. Car collection. Judge isn't a collector of excess, but he does have an eye for craftsmanship. His garage reportedly includes a BMW i8, his favorite daily driver, an Audi S7, sleek and understated, and a custom Ford F-150 Raptor, modified for off-road fishing trips. He once joked, "I like things that perform when it matters, whether it's a car or a bat." As of today, Aaron Judge is alive, healthy, and still commanding center stage in Major League Baseball. There is no cause of death to report, only the ongoing story of a man who continues to make history. Aaron Judge's career is more than the sum of his statistics. He's the embodiment of a rare kind of athlete, the superstar who never seems corrupted by stardom. In an era dominated by analytics and social media, Judge's appeal is almost timeless, a blend of power, humility, and decency. To Yankee fans, he's their captain. To young players, he's proof that grace and greatness can coexist. He stands in many ways as the spiritual heir to Derek Jeter, a quiet leader whose actions command louder respect than any speech. When the curtain finally falls on his career, Judge will have built a resume fit for Cooperstown. Multiple MVPs, home run records, and perhaps the championship that still eludes him. But beyond the silver and the statistics lies something rarer: authenticity. Aaron Judge began as a boy who questioned where he came from. He grew into a man who shows the world that where you begin doesn't define where you end up. His story of adoption, faith, family, and discipline isn't just about baseball. It's about the universal truth that hard work and humility can elevate anyone to greatness. And so, whenever the gates of Yankee Stadium open and the PA announcer calls his name, the crowd rises as one, not just out of habit, but out of reverence. All rise for Aaron Judge,